If you are over the age of 50, you have likely spent a good portion of your life trying to do everything right for your health. You eat your greens, you stay active, and like millions of other Americans, you probably have a small cabinet filled with vitamins and supplements. We often take them as a form of insurance, a way to protect our longevity and keep our vitality high as we enter these important years. But what if one of the most common supplements in your cupboard, one often praised for its role in energy and cellular health, was found to potentially interact with the very treatments meant to save lives? Recent data from early 2026 has uncovered a connection that is leading the scientific community to take a much closer look at how we approach supplementation during senior care. For many of us, the focus on cancer prevention and treatment becomes a priority as we age. We often assume that more nutrients equal a stronger defense. Recent data from early 2026 has uncovered a connection that is leading the scientific community to take a much closer look at how we approach supplementation during senior care. For many of us, the focus on cancer prevention and treatment becomes a priority as we age. We often assume that more nutrients equal a stronger defense. However, an emerging body of research, including findings highlighted in May 2026, suggests that this more is better philosophy may be significantly flawed when it comes to certain highly popular vitamins. The research indicates that high doses of specific antioxidants, particularly those within the B vitamin family, might quietly influence the effectiveness of certain modern cancer therapies. This isn't necessarily a direct danger from the vitamin itself, but rather a complex biological interaction. The data suggests that, under specific conditions, these supplements can essentially support the resilience of cells that medical professionals are trying to target. It is a case where a nutrient that is beneficial in a healthy environment may behave differently in the presence of a malignancy. For the 50-plus demographic where supplement use is at an all-time high, this discovery is an essential call for precision. We've been told for decades that antioxidants are purely benevolent forces that neutralize free radicals and protect our DNA. While that is a fundamental truth in a healthy body, the biological landscape changes when cancer is present. According to perspectives shared by the Mayo Clinic, the same mechanisms a vitamin uses to protect a healthy cell can, in some instances, be utilized by a malignant one. This recent 2026 evidence takes our understanding a step further, showing that these interactions can happen at a much deeper level than we previously realized. It can be frustrating to hear that the rules of health are shifting, but this is the nature of evolving science. As a researcher, my goal is to synthesize the hard data into something you can actually use to protect your well-being. We aren't here to cause alarm, but to provide the clarity you need to make informed decisions. The scientific community is beginning to favor a much more nuanced approach to supplementation. It is no longer just about filling a perceived deficiency. It is about understanding how these potent compounds interact with our unique biology as we age. One of the primary areas of focus in these recent studies is how high-dose vitamins influence oxidative stress. In a normal, healthy environment, reducing oxidative stress is a key goal for longevity. However, many established cancer treatments, such as specific types of chemotherapy and radiation, actually rely on creating a controlled burst of oxidative stress to eliminate disease cells. When the system is flooded with high-dose antioxidants, there is a risk of inadvertently neutralizing the very tools the doctors are using to assist the patient. As we look deeper into the evidence from institutions like Harvard Medical School and the National Institute on Aging, a pattern emerges. Our bodies at 60 or 70 do not always process concentrated substances the same way they did at 20. Our renal and hepatic pathways work differently, and our cellular signaling becomes more sensitive. This 2026 data highlights a specific pathway where a vitamin might interfere with the apoptosis, or suicide switch in damaged cells, potentially allowing them to persist during treatment. This isn't about one specific pill or brand. It is about a fundamental shift in how we view the safety of over-the-counter supplements. We have reached a point where our ability to concentrate nutrients into pill form has moved faster than our understanding of how those concentrations affect complex health conditions. For the millions of Americans navigating senior health, this information is vital for having productive, data-driven conversations with your medical team. We are going to explore exactly how this biological interference is thought to happen and what the leading research institutions are saying about the path forward. To understand how a common vitamin can potentially interfere with something as complex as cancer treatment, we have to look at the cellular battlefield. When a person undergoes chemotherapy or radiation, the goal is often to create a state of high oxidative stress. You can think of this like a controlled fire meant to clear out the weeds, the cancer cells. These treatments work by creating reactive oxygen species, molecules that are highly unstable and damage the DNA of the cancer cells, eventually forcing them to self-destruct. It is a precise and necessary biological attack. However, the emerging data suggests that when we introduce high doses of specific B vitamins, we might inadvertently be handing those cancer cells a fire extinguisher. Research from the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, highlighted in early 2026, specifically looks at how biotin, also known as vitamin B7, can influence this process. While many seniors take biotin to support hair thickness or nail strength, the data indicates it does far more than just support keratin production. In the context of cancer care, high-dose biotin can interfere with the very blood tests used to monitor the disease. This creates what researchers call diagnostic blind spots. For example, it has been shown to potentially mask levels of PSA in prostate monitoring or thyroid-stimulating hormones. Consider a hypothetical case. A patient we'll call John. John is a dedicated runner in his 60s who takes a high-dose biotin supplement for his hair. He feels great, and his labs come back clean. But because of the masking effect of the supplement, his doctors might not see the rising markers that indicate his treatment needs adjustment. This is why the timing of your supplements is often just as critical as the dose itself, but the potential interference may go deeper than just the lab results. New studies in 2026 have also examined vitamin B3 derivatives, like nicotinamide riboside, NR, or NMN, which are often marketed to seniors as anti-aging miracles for cellular repair. Scientific perspectives noted in recent findings from cancer letters suggest that these supplements can sometimes enhance the resilience of certain aggressive tumors. The research indicates that cancer cells, which are essentially hyperactive versions of our own cells, may hijack these B vitamins to reinforce their own internal repair systems. Essentially, the vitamin helps the tumor fix the damage that the medical treatment is trying to cause. This is a classic example of what we call a dual role in biology. According to the National Cancer Institute, antioxidants are generally the good guys because they neutralize the free radicals that can lead to cell damage in the first place. But once a tumor has established itself, it becomes a master of survival. It begins to crave those same antioxidants to protect itself from the body's immune system and medical treatments. Data from Harvard Medical School suggests that high concentrations of these vitamins can stabilize the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, potentially preventing the cancer cell from collapsing under the pressure of treatment. For the 50-plus demographic, this is particularly relevant because of a trend called supra-dietary dosing. This happens when we take supplements that provide 500 or even 1,000% of our daily requirement. Our bodies are naturally designed to get these nutrients in small, balanced amounts from whole foods, like leafy greens, eggs, and lean meats. When we take them in concentrated pill form, we are essentially changing our internal chemistry in ways that our evolutionary history didn't necessarily prepare us for. Research from the National Institute on Aging indicates that as we get older, our cells may have a harder time maintaining what is known as redox balance, the delicate equilibrium between oxidative stress and antioxidant protection. By flooding our system with these potent compounds during a health crisis, we might be unintentionally tipping the scales in favor of the very cells we are trying to eliminate. This doesn't mean these vitamins are bad or poison. On the contrary, they are essential for life. It means they are powerful biological agents that should be used with precision, especially during active medical care. The scientific community is now encouraging more transparent dialogue between patients and their oncology teams regarding every single item in the supplement cabinet. We are learning that in the quest for senior vitality, sometimes the most natural choice requires the most careful, data-driven guidance. So, where do we go from here? The data doesn't suggest that we should abandon our health-conscious habits, but it does demand that we become more sophisticated consumers of health information. For those of you over 50, the goal is vitality through precision, not through excess. Scientific consensus from groups like the American Society of Clinical Oncology suggests that the safest path during any active treatment, or even during high-level screening years, is to prioritize a food-first nutritional strategy. The research indicates that the biotin found in a hard-boiled egg or the B vitamins in a serving of spinach are packaged by nature in a way that your body recognizes and regulates. Unlike a 5,000 microgram pill, these food sources provide the nutrients your body needs for hair and skin health without overwhelming your cellular pathways or potentially masking your blood work. If you are currently taking a high-dose supplement, the data from the Ohio State University study offers a very practical piece of advice. If you have scheduled lab work, you should consider discussing a temporary pause of that supplement with your doctor, typically at least 72 hours before your blood draw. This window of time allows the excess vitamin to clear your system, ensuring your medical team is seeing a crystal clear picture of your internal markers. Beyond the lab results, we must also consider our broader lifestyle choices. Research from the Mayo Clinic points toward physical activity and Mediterranean-style eating as some of the most effective tools for longevity and long-term health. These lifestyle interventions help maintain that redox balance I mentioned earlier, supporting your healthy cells while helping your immune system stay sharp enough to identify and target damaged ones. It is about creating an internal environment where your body can do what it was naturally designed to do. I want to leave you with a final thought on the power of being your own advocate. When you walk into your next appointment, don't just list your prescriptions. Bring the actual bottles of your vitamins, your anti-aging powders, and your herbal teas. As the research published in May 2026 makes clear, what seems like a harmless helper can sometimes be a silent disruptor if the timing isn't right. Your medical team needs every piece of the puzzle to give you the best care possible. We often think of aging as a process of decline, but the science of 2026 shows us it is actually a process of adaptation. Our job is to give our bodies the right signals at the right time. By moving away from blanket supplementation and toward informed precision, you are taking an active role in your own longevity. This is how we protect our health span, the years we spend in vibrant, active health, rather than just our lifespan. If you found this synthesis of the data helpful, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel. We are committed to bringing you more research-based health videos that cut through the noise and focus on what truly matters for senior vitality. We will continue to look at the hard evidence from the world's leading institutions to help you navigate your health journey with confidence. Remember, your health is a dynamic living system. It is constantly listening to the signals you send it through what you eat, how you move, and yes, the supplements you take. Stay informed, stay curious, and most importantly, stay proactive. I'm Robert Evans, and I look forward to seeing you in our next deep dive into the science of senior wellness. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to your own health journey.